Hello, ladies. Yes, this is another episode of Dear Younger Mom, our intentional parenting programming series where we talk about what we can do as mothers to ensure that we raise a godly generation of children. So today I'm in a car. I'm not moving. Don't panic. I am packed, but something dropped in my spirit and I wanted to share with us. So it's about mentoring. It's about having older women in your lives or in your life who can speak to you. And sometimes, that is what we don't have. But, as at whatever stage you are in your parenting journey, there are always women who are ahead of you. And a lot of times we struggle with things that other people have been through, other people have gone down that road, and it only makes sense that we can learn from them. And sometimes it's not that they did it perfectly well, and I can assure you a lot of older women are very willing to share even their mistakes, and then we can learn from that. But a lot of times we're trying to just do this whole parenting thing by ourselves. But I want to say to us that there is a place for older women in your life. Let's go to scripture. So if you go to Titus chapter 2, if you start reading from verse 3, it talks about Paul was writing to Titus and was saying to him to teach the older women to live reverent lives, not to be slanderers, not to be giving too much wine, but to teach what is good. And then they're able to then teach the younger women when you get to verse 4. So what I want to say to us is when you find yourself, in the company of an older woman, a lot of times as a young woman, you're thinking, oh, they're old school, they're elderly and all of that. There is a lot of wisdom right there. I can tell you one thing that I do is every time I have the opportunity, in fact, a couple of months ago, my husband's aunt, uncle and wife, they are uncle and aunt to us. So their kids are like way grown in their probably late 20s, early 30s, so I had opportunity. They came to visit just for a couple of hours. I made sure that sitting with them for those hours that I got to ask them some questions, because I found that every time you find yourself in the company of a much older person, there is wisdom sitting right in front of you, and you can tap into that. So I like to ask questions. It's not a time to be chatting away and talking about, your stuff, because these are people who have lived more years than you have. And so I want you to do the same thing when especially if it's a woman that you have seen the fruit of her life. So it talks about older women who are reverent, who have lived, who are living a godly life, who, are honorable. You find yourself in their company. Be intentional about asking them questions. It could even be just very general questions. What would what one thing has helped you with your parenting? I remember asking that of a grandmom. I said, what is something that you did that you felt, added value to your children? What did you do to raise godly children? There's so many questions to ask. So seize that opportunity. You may not have, it's good if you have a specific woman who is like a mentor to you that you can always go to. Sometimes we don't have that. But God will bring across your path other women, older women. It may be for a couple of hours. It may even be a stranger. It may be someone in your church. But as you have opportunity, ask them questions, drink from them, talk to them. Don't let those opportunities pass you by. So that's just, my encouragement for us today. There is something that older women have that they can give to you. When you have opportunity, seize it. It will be such a blessing to you. You find that some things that you've been struggling with, they could just have the solution just like that and just give it to you real quick. They could teach you some principles that have worked for them. Seize the opportunity.